Peter Kurten. Even today his name sends shivers down your spine. He was called the Vampire of Düsseldorf, a real-life monster who scared all of Germany in the 1920s. But why a vampire? Because Kurten didn't just kill. He had a dark, powerful thirst that he couldn't control, a thirst for blood. He would often attack his victims, biting them to drink their blood. His crimes were savage and brutal. The whole nation was shocked. His victims, mostly women and children, were left horribly hurt. The brutality was unthinkable. The terror he caused impossible to forget. Kurten was like something out of a nightmare, a monster hiding in the shadows. He was every parent's worst fear. Kurten's life was filled with violence from the start. Born in 1883, he grew up poor. His father was a scary man, a drunk who hurt his family. Young Peter saw terrible things. Sexual abuse was common in his home. He too became a victim. All this abuse and violence twisted him. It planted evil seeds in him. He started with animals, torturing and killing them. He found a sick kind of relief in their pain, a satisfaction that was as disturbing as it was revealing. It hinted at the horrors he would later inflict. By the time he was a teenager, he was already committing crimes, small thefts, setting fires. He was constantly in and out of prison. Each time he went in, he became colder, more distant, like he didn't care about anything. 1929. The city of Düsseldorf lived in fear. There had been a series of murders, each one brutal and bloody. The victims, many were women, some were children. The newspapers went crazy. They called the killer the vampire. One case in particular stood out. A young woman, Maria Kuhn, was found dead. Her body was horribly hurt with multiple stab wounds, but there was something else. Bite marks, deep savage bites, as if someone had tried to drink her blood. The attacks continued. The fear in Düsseldorf was so thick you could feel it. Parents wouldn't let their children out after dark. Women were terrified to walk alone. The police were under enormous pressure. They had to find this monster. The break in the case came out of nowhere. A letter sent to a local newspaper. It described one of the murders in detail. The writer, Peter Kurten, he even led police to a cemetery. The body of his final victim, a young girl, was buried there. Kurten was arrested. The trial was a huge media spectacle. The whole world wanted to understand this monster. Kurten seemed to love the attention. He confessed to his crimes, describing every detail. No regret, no guilt. He was a psychopath, a cruel person who enjoyed causing pain. The court decided he was sane and guilty. He was sentenced to death. On July 2nd, 1931, Peter Kurten was beheaded. The vampire of Düsseldorf was gone. But the terror he unleashed would never be forgotten.